Hi, I am so glad you could join me for this short Explore Easter session. It's now Friday, kind of the middle of the night, really early on Friday morning. And Jesus was at the home of the high priest, where he was being interrogated. He was accused of blasphemy, and that meant he was accused of saying that he was equal to God. But this accusation would not be enough to have him put to death. You see, the Jewish leaders, they didn't have the authority to sentence someone to death. Only the Roman rulers could do this. So, the Jewish leaders had Jesus questioned and then turned over to the Romans, but not for blasphemy, because the Romans wouldn't really care about that. Instead, they had Jesus accused of leading a rebellion against the Roman Empire. Pilate, the Roman governor, questioned Jesus before a huge crowd. Pilate didn't actually want to have Jesus sentenced to death because the night before, his wife had had this dream, and in the dream she had gone to Pilate and she'd said to him, "Have nothing to do with that innocent man, Jesus." So Pilate spoke to the crowd. As it was Passover, there was a Jewish tradition where the crowd could set one prisoner free. And Pilate thought this was going to sort the whole thing out. He asked the crowd, "Who do you want to set free? Jesus or Barabbas, a convicted murderer?" But you know what? The Jewish leaders had convinced the crowd to set Barabbas free, and the crowd cried out for Barabbas to be the one who was set free, and Jesus to be the one who was crucified. Pilate washed his hands before the crowd as a sign that he wanted no part in the event, and Jesus was sentenced to death. He was taken away, he was beaten, and he was mocked, and they placed a crown of enormous thorns onto his head, and they eventually crucified him. Darkness descended on the earth, and the ground shook, and the curtain in the temple that separated the people from God was torn in two. As Jesus breathed his last breath, he asked God to forgive those who had hurt him. His disciples were nowhere to be seen. They were too afraid to be associated with Jesus. But his friends, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee, they didn't run away. They witnessed the whole event, and they stayed with Jesus right to the end. Jesus' body was taken from the cross by a friend, Joseph of Arimathea, a member of the Sanhedrin, the religious leaders. He hadn't agreed with what they had set into action. And another friend too, Nicodemus, also a religious leader, he helped take Jesus' body from the cross. Jesus' body was laid that night in a borrowed tomb, and a stone boulder was rolled across to seal the entrance. The Roman authorities and the religious Jewish leaders now hoped that they would regain their authority.